Talking about variables is great, but to work with them, you should know what all operations you can perform on them. So after variables, next comes operators. To discuss about operators, we will see the effect they produce on variables. And to represent variables stored in memory, we will use boxes wherein the value stored inside the box would display the value of the variable at that particular point of time, and just above the box would be displayed the name of the variable it represents. So let's talk about assignment operator first, which is represented by equal to sign. It is used to assign some value to a variable. So let's assume there are two variables x and y already defined in memory. Now we do a statement like x equals to 5. What it does is simply assign a value 5 to x. Also, what assignment operator does is it also has a total value, like x equal to 5 assigns a value of 5 to x. Also, this whole expression evaluates to 5. Although this is not used most of the times, but it happens, so you should know. Y equal to 4 would assign a value of 4 to y. Next we do x equals to 5. Y. What does this do? This would simply replace the value of x, the original value of x, with the new value of x, which is 4. Now look at something like this, which is y equals to 2 plus x equals to 3. So this expression over here, x equals to 3, assigns a value of 3 to x, and then this whole expression evaluates to 3. So y becomes equals to 2 plus 3, and hence the new value of 5 is 5. Now let's say we have another variable z, and we do something like x equals to y equals to z equals to 3. So equal to operator or the assignment operator has a right to left associativity. So this operator would evaluate from right to left. So first of all, z equals to 3 would be evaluated. Then y equals to the result of this evaluation, z equals to 3, and then x would be evaluated that. So basically z is evaluated 3. This expression becomes equals to 3, and then this becomes y equals to 3. Value of y is also 3, and ultimately x also becomes 3. Now look at another statement like int x equals to y equals to z equals to 3. While this statement x equals to y equals to z equals to 3 is completely valid in C++, this is not a valid statement, and this will flash an error on compiling. This is because when you do int x equals to y equals to z equals to 3, this means that x, y and z are not in the memory at this point of time. So when it evaluates from right towards the left, first z equals to 3 is evaluated, but since z is not present in the memory till now, this evaluates this the compiler is not able to understand what z is, and hence an error is displayed. That is about assignment operator. Next is arithmetic operators, which you must be knowing. It's all similar to the mathematical operators we use: plus, minus, divide, multiply and modulus. Plus, minus, divide, multiply are all of you must be knowing. So we'll discuss about the modulo operator here. Modulo operator is actually a remainder operator. So when you do x equals to 8 modulo 2, it divides 8 by 2 and gives you the remainder, which is 0. So this would assign x a value of 0. Now, so let's say what you do 7 modulo 3. So this would assign x a value of 1. Now, modulo operator will give you the answer in the same sign as that of its first operator. So when you do something like this, the answer would be negative. it would basically evaluate 7 modulo 3 and assign a minus value to the answer. But if you compare it to the modulo operator which we do in mathematics, you probably will think that the answer would be 2, because 3 into minus 3 is minus 9 and minus 9 plus 2 is minus 7. So the remainder is 2. Because in mathematics, we always say that the modulo operator gives you a positive answer. But it's not so in C++. C++ would give you the answer as minus 1 just because the first operator has a negative sign. So if you have something like this, still you will get minus 1 as the answer. But if you have something like this, since the first operator is positive, the answer is plus 1. Next we have compound assignments. Compound assignments would be assignment plus some other operator. So if you have x plus equals to 8, this is just a shorthand notation for writing x equals to x plus 8. So this would change the value of x from 10 to 18. Now next we do x minus equals to 7. This would change the value from 18 to 11. Then if you do x into equals to 3, the value would be changed to 33. And if you do x by equals to 2, now since you are dividing an integer by another integer, the answer would not be 16.5 but just 16. And then you take modulo with 5, x modulo equals to 5. So when you divide 16 by 5, you get a remainder of 1. So the answer is 1. Then there is something called increment and decrement operators, and this is important. So if you do x plus plus, this is called post increment, simply because you are first writing x and after this you are applying the increment operator. So this is post increment. What it does is it first uses the value of x, so x is used to assign value to y. So first value to y would be assigned, that is y would become 5 and then x would be updated. So increment would change x from 5 to 6. It increments it by 1 but by first using it because it's post increment. If you have something like plus plus x, this is pre-increment. So this would first change the value of x and then assign the value to y. The same happens with decrement operators also, x minus minus and minus minus x. X minus minus would first use the value of x, that is y would be assigned the value first and then x would be updated. X would decrease by 1. And minus minus x is pre-decrement, which would first change the value of x. It will decrease x by 1 and then assign it to y. That's it for this video. In the next video, we'll discuss about some other operators which are available in C++.